Hey guys, it's Jackie from Jack Gets Lost Down a Book Hole, and I am filming one more video today because I was gonna film another one instead of the one I'm about to do, but I realized I did not prepare myself for that one, so I'm doing this one instead. And plus, I think next week is Valentine's Day, and this is my 6th or 7th ship. I'll know what ship number it is once I upload this video. So the ship I went to talk about, it's another screen ship. It was never even a book, and it is the screen ship, television ship, Mondler, aka Monica and Chandler from Friends. If you guys, Friends is a sitcom that they still play reruns, and it ran until, I don't know how, like 2001 maybe? To the early 2000s, essentially. It is a series that started in the 90s about a group of 20-something friends, and about their lives, their relationships, their relationship with each other, and their relationship with the people outside of their group of friends, and their jobs, and all that interesting stuff, all that good stuff. And is one of my favorite sitcoms ever. It is hilarious. I definitely recommend it if you haven't checked it out, but I'm sure you have. If you haven't, you must be living under a rock, because it is, I don't know how you could have not heard about this show. Mondler is my favorite couple. I'm like, screw Ross and Rachel. I don't care about Ross and Rachel. I want to watch more Monica and Chandler. They're so cute together. And they're probably the best kind of relationship, because they started out as friends first. They were good friends first. And they got to know each other, and they got to see if their personalities could mesh well together, and they established a good relationship before they became intimate with each other. So Monica and Chandler started out as they met, and Ross was in college, Monica was still in high school, she was her senior year, and Chandler was Ross's roommate, and they were good friends and everything. And he brought Chandler over to Thanksgiving, and as soon as Monica saw him, she had a crush on Chandler. Unfortunately, it did not go well. Her expressing, because you see, Ross was given the opportunity to go hang out with some friends. Or to hang out with Rachel, he had a massive crush on, and he wanted to spend time with her. And that meant Chandler had to stay behind, and to quote, unfortunately, Monica overheard Chandler saying, "That means I don't want to be stuck here with your fat sister." And hearing that, she decided to because it hurt her feelings horribly, because Monica, when she was younger, had a weight problem. And that was an ongoing joke in the series. She decides to get revenge on Chandler a year later, and loses all this weight, and she becomes really sexy and skinny and awesome and everything. And with the help of Rachel, she plans a chance to get revenge on him. But unfortunately, her whole revenge plans goes awry, and she accidentally stabs Chandler's toe and cuts it off. So from then on, and that was one of the reasons, because Chandler's always hated Thanksgiving. That was one of the times where Thanksgiving, of course, did not go well for him. And Monica is the reason Chandler has a missing toe on his foot. And unfortunately, this episode was told during an episode when Monica and Chandler are first going out. They haven't told any of their friends that they're dating, because they don't want to, in case it doesn't work out, they wanted to keep this to themselves. Because they don't want to put their friends in the middle. And it's Thanksgiving, and the friends are, like, sharing their worst Thanksgiving experiences, because Chandler always says that he hates Thanksgiving. And the others are kind of saying, they're comparing who has the worst Thanksgiving ever. And one of Monica's worst Thanksgiving was that incident where she actually cut off Chandler's toe. And they actually kind of have a fight afterwards, or he decides, I don't want to talk to you right now because you're the reason, Although, to be fair, he called her fat. So, I mean, granted, he lost the toe in the process, but I mean, it hurt her feelings, and it was an accident too. She did not mean to accidentally drop the knife and cut off his toe, because she was trying to pretend to flirt with him, and like Rachel's being dumb and suggested that Monica pretend everything turned her on so she could seduce him. Like I said, it did not go well. But anyway, so years later, they're still friends. They become good friends. They both go out with other people. Those relationships fail, don't work out in the end. And eventually, one night at Ross's second wedding, his wedding to Emily, because he's been married like 4 times now. At the wedding, after, while this whole disaster, the whole Emily disaster is going on, if you've seen the show, you know what I'm talking about. Monica is feeling a little depressed because some drunk guy mistakes Monica for Ross's mom. And she's always been, like, I think she's kind of has insecurities because of her weight issues and everything. And Chandler, of course, is there to comfort her and make her feel better. And what ends up happening is she ends up in Chandler's room and they have sex. And so that's when they decide to pursue a relationship. I closed the door because someone just came home. And of course, we know that the relationship works out despite some ups and downs, and Monica's old flame Richard almost ruining everything, and both of their issues and their insecurities and everything, but the two of them stuck. That's what I love about them. Ross and Rachel were the typical on and off relationship, the will they won't they relationship that drove you insane. That was to the point of annoying. Like, you were like, I mean, by the time they get together at the end of the series, it's like, finally, they dragged it out for so long, it wasn't as thrilling for me. But Monica and Chandler are just adorable. I love the two of them together, and they are my saving grace. The two of them are they have what a good relationship is, what a good quality relationship in fiction is. It's the kind of relationship that doesn't constantly drag it out. And they really deal with the issues of relationship, and they don't come with stupid soap opera type plots of like love triangles, which, granted, as I've said before, I'm more tolerant of love triangles than most people. But they don't, like I said, they don't drag it out. There's not that, like I said, there's not a love triangle. There's not like there is a bit of a love triangle, but it doesn't like dominate their whole relationship. Because there's always Richard, who was, before Chandler, was the love of Monica's life. And he was a stable guy, he was a good guy. So it's understandable that Monica has had a hard time letting him go and moving on, because he really broke her heart. And one of Chandler's issues is that before he met Monica, he was a bit of commitment phobe, and he also had trust issues, I think. And there was not that whole, let's separate these two and tear them apart and, move them across the planet, and having to make the journey and to be together, or like emotional separation, or like Ross and Rachel, there was constant emotional separation with the two of them, and there was always constant love triangles between the two of them, and it was just, after a while, I just got so fed up with them. What is great about, another thing that's great about Monica, about Mondler, is that both of them have their issues. She's a bit OCD, not the actual disorder OCD, but she can be obsessive compulsive. She's really obsessed with cleaning and organizing, and she's a bit of a perfectionist. Like, everything has to be perfect. And she has a bit of a competitive streak. Like, the episodes where they go to, I can't remember where they went, but Ross and Charlie, Joey's girlfriend, they had a convention in somewhere, I can't remember where it was, and the whole gang goes, and Mike challenges Monica to a ping pong contest, and she gets really into it to the point of violent. And she gets like really crazy and competitive about with it, like, and very intense. And then when she ends up breaking her wrist, and Chandler was so sweet because he totally, and this is after they got married. He is so sweet, and when she broke her wrist and everything, and she couldn't play anymore, he played for her, even though, there was a possibility that he wasn't going to be very good. He still played for her. He still helped her win, and he actually kicked Mike's butt. He won, which was a bit of a surprise to Monica. But it was just really sweet. And then you have Chandler, who has these insecurities. He has trust issues. He has commitment issues. It doesn't help that his parents got divorced and that his dad left his mom for a man and became a woman, and he even has a Las Vegas show, and his mom is a romance novelist. So he's very insecure, and he's got a lot of issues. And like when Monica and Chandler started dating, and they took this to get away from their friends, to have some time alone, they pretend to go to conferences in New Jersey, and in the process of that, one second, my dog is trying to come in my room. Come on. Sorry about that, my rascal's trying to get in my room. They go to Jersey together and get a hotel room, and then Monica, of course, being the perfectionist that she is, she constantly finds a little something wrong. Like, it's not the right view. They find bed bugs. The hotel hasn't cleaned up the room yet. The bathroom is filthy. There's always something. And at the same time, there's a police chase going on TV, on the news, and Chandler gets caught up in that. And then they keep switching rooms because there's always something wrong with the room. Hi, rascal. So finally, Chandler gets fed up and accidentally responds to Monica as mom instead of Monica, and that gets her mad and offended, which you can't blame her. So the two go back early and kind of have a fight, and they end up going back early. And sadly, Chandler thinks that means that they are broken up since they had a fight. But when Chandler goes back, goes to the apartment and, to talk to Monica and is all like, I guess we're broken up. She's like, what are you talking about? We just had a fight. I mean, we can work it out. We just talk about it and deal with it. You don't just run away every time you have a fight. And because he's had such bad experiences, and his examples aren't, the example with his mom and dad does not help. He doesn't understand that, yeah, you have a fight, but you work it out, you talk about it, you deal with it, you fix it, you try to fix it in any way you can. You don't just run away. And the fact of the matter is that is one of the reasons they are so good for each other. She helps him out. She helps him, with his issues. I mean, it almost doesn't work out because, like I said before, Monica's old boyfriend, Richard, who was the love of her life at one time, she comes back, she sees him again, and she can't move on from him. She is struggling to let go of him, and he shows up at her work and offers to have a life with her, that he wants to get married and everything. And, Monica, one of her things is that she wants to get married and have a family and make babies and everything. But part of why they broke up is because Richard didn't want to do that anymore. He had already done that. He is a much older man, like Monica was a kid when they met. The first, years ago. Monica is much younger than she grew up when he was an adult. And so he didn't want to do the whole kids thing, but then he sees her again, and he sees her again and realizes what he's given up, and he wants to win her back, even though, unless, of course, she admits that she loves Chandler and, wants to commit to Chandler and everything. And he's willing to give her the things that Richard wants to give her. So they almost, in Chandler not wanting to surprise her and wanting to throw her off the course, not wanting her to suspect that he's going to propose to her, he pretends, that his old habits are still there, that he doesn't want to commit, that he doesn't want to get married. Unfortunately, he does a little too good of a job. And Monica, is like, no, I'm not waiting around for you to commit. If you don't want to commit, then why are we still together? And she is like, Richard is offering me a committed relationship, the kind of relationship I want, the marriage and the babies and stuff. Luckily for Monica, luckily for Chandler, Monica talks to Joey and he tells her what Chandler's trying to do, that he wants to surprise her. And then the whole proposal is so beautiful because, Joey convincingly tells Chandler that she's run away and gone to find Richard and stuff. And, he's really, the one time he does an actual good job at, and proves, and kind of implies that, okay, he actually can act. Because Joey wants to act. That's his character's profession is acting. And then, Chandler goes back to across the street to the apartment he shared with, across the way to the apartment where he shares with Monica, and he opens the door, and there's it's dark, and there's thousands of candles, which, okay, she did go a little overboard with the candles, but there are thousands of candles lit up, and there's Monica standing there in the middle of the room, and is like, you wanted it to be a surprise. It's just so beautiful, and they're both crying and everything, and just when they both get down on their knees because and it's so funny because Chandler can't get out the words because he's so emotional right now and he's struggling with proposing to her. Or actually, first she tries to propose to him first, but she can't do it, and she's like, "How do you guys do this?" And he's like, "Okay, I'll do it." And he's crying too, and you can't. It's like, I love that, and it's so sweet, and I fell in love with this couple. I love them. I love how they are so good together. They are so good for each other, and just, they balance each other out. He helps her with her issues, and she helps him with his. And they actually last. They have their problems in the beginning, and they still, even when they're married, there's still the issues of his job and his smoking habit. And then they end up having trouble with having a kid because his sperm and her uterus don't work well together. In fact, they use the metaphor of his sperm won't get off its Barker lounger, and her uterus is inhospitable. Which was kind of a little bit of a funny joke, and just, to lighten the mood of this sad, heartbreaking situation. And I think I did cry a little bit, when he tells her that they can't have a baby together. And they end up adopting. They didn't. They tried to adopt, but then, they have to end up, they get another woman's uterus and put his sperm inside of this woman so that they can have babies. No, that's not what happened. Actually, she was already pregnant at the time. Anna Faris plays this woman. She was already pregnant, and she was pregnant with twins. It's so, and when they're trying to find candidates, because originally that's what they were going to do. They were going to find someone to find a guy who could put his sperm in Monica's uterus. And they interview this perfect guy played by John Stamos. He's good looking, he has great teeth, great family history, and health and all that kind of stuff. And he seems perfect. But then Monica says, no, I can't do this. I can't have this guy, because it's not you. If I want to have a baby, I want them to have your DNA and not just my DNA, but your DNA as well. And it's so, there's so many sweet moments between the two of them. And they prove that you can have a couple being together without it being a big drama and taking forever for them to finally get together. I know there are some writers of the screen who say, oh, you have to have a bunch of drama and everything. And yes, there is a couple. There's Ross and Rachel on the show. They are the couple with all the drama. But I don't care about Ross and Rachel. I like them and everything. But, I mean, and in fact, their personalities are more annoying to me than Monica and Chandler's personalities. Like, Monica is very endearing to me, and Chandler is just so, and Chandler's also very endearing to me, and he's so funny, too. And he's not as, he's not as pushy and as arrogant as Ross is. And I feel like Monica is a little more down to earth than Rachel. Although both of them, they have their moments. I like both of them, and they're human, But just personally, they're more annoying to me than Monica and Chandler are. Whether they're together or apart. Because the two of them, they are a very dysfunctional relationship. Monica and Chandler, Mondler is very functional together, and they show what a real relationship is. That a real relationship, a series can have a real relationship that isn't about all the over the top drama and all the angst. They can still have a little bit of angst and still be entertaining without them constantly being torn apart. And another couple that I love that doesn't have all that, although it does kind of get angsty towards the middle. Like, there's at one point where they do, even though they're married, they get a divorce. But then they end up back together anyway. So I'm forgivable of that. And that's Leo and Piper. They're another favorite couple of mine. And, like Monica and Chandler, they have their issues. And they're not perfect. They both have their insecurities and stuff, but they make it work. And they prove that you don't have to have the over-the-top genre. Just like Monica and Chandler do. Now, like I said, the difference between Monica and Chandler and Piper and Leo is that Piper and Leo do get a divorce at some point. But at the same time, it's not like it doesn't involve a love triangle or anything like that. It's just he is sent away. So it does involve the whole separation thing. The physical separation. Not the emotional kind of separation, but actual physical separation. But I can deal with it. I'm okay with that. But anyway, I'm talking about Monica and Chandler. These two are just, they are a prime example of the kind of couples I love that aren't just all over the place. They work out. Yes, they're not perfect. They have their troubles. They have their drama, but they're still together. They keep them together, and that's what I think writers should do. Writers need more couples that keep them together, not just couples that are constantly being separated. Because I think a show can be just as interesting and just as fun and exciting and adventurous without that over the top, always separating the couple. So that's my ship. I think it's ship number 7. I think that's ship number 7. Monica and Chandler. Mondler. So I hope you guys liked my gushing about how much I love Monica and Chandler as a couple. If you did, give this video a thumbs up. And if you haven't already and you're just passing through, please subscribe to my channel. Alright. Thank you. Bye.